Hi guys, Spartan765's part 2 of CZ-52 trigger job. Put it back together, testing that just filing the hammer, or smoothing out the hammer with a stone did not do sufficient. So I had to take the sear out of the gun. And honestly, I'm just going to tell you, to be honest, if you don't know how to take this apart, you probably don't know enough to do a trigger job safely. I'll just go over briefly how you disassemble this handgun. It is one of the more complicated handguns to disassemble. It's kind of odd in how it takes apart. There is actually a side plate right here, obviously, that comes off. And you got your your trigger and your connecting bar. This is what pushes on the sear right here to engage the sear to disengage the hammer. Okay, now that sits in here in its own independent little housing. And as soon as you pop this pin out, which is right here and goes through here, the spring disengages. And you got to take this out slowly so nothing flies apart. I mean, that's the kind of thing that sucks about doing this if you don't know how to do it. Taking out the safety, if you're gonna do, I don't see a need to take that out for the trigger job, but if you do, it just pushes right out. Be very careful. There's a little ball nub in there that's spring loaded that if you don't cover it up, it'll just fly right out and you'll lose it. I mean, but it's, it should go back together decently easy. And I did actually take off that stupid lanyard thing. I hate that. So yeah. Okay, now as far as doing a trigger job on the sear itself, this is the part I was talking about where it's dangerous, and you could just screw up the decock feature if you don't know what you're doing. Now you got to remember here that the sear on this, only the leading edge of the sear is actually in contact with the hammer, the leading edge, and that's usually just a little grubby from machining. All you need to do is just take a fine stone and go over it a few times, just on the leading edge, not to give it negative engagement by any means, but more or less just to smooth it out, and that will help a lot with your trigger pull. You'll probably get your trigger pull down to about 1.5, 2 kilograms if you do that. I'm going to do a test video to see what the trigger pull actually gets down to. These are just estimates, but again, this pistol is very touchy. You got to be very careful when you do trigger job. Do not do it unless you're experienced and you know what you're doing. Again, that's why during this trigger job video, I'm not showing a video on how to disassemble the handgun, because if you don't know how to do that, you probably don't know how to do a trigger job. I will do a disassembly upon request, but it will not be in the trigger job video series. You guys got any comments or questions? Oh, and again, like I said in the first video, you want to smooth this out, making sure you're staying level, not off to the side, not off up, in or out, just perfect. And you want to smooth this out here until there's going to be bluing on there, until all the bluing is gone. Just until the bluing is gone. That'll let you know you got it nice and smooth. But you guys got any comments or questions? And I will make a full handgun disassembly video upon request, but it will not be in the trigger job video series. Comments, questions, leave me a message. Spartan765 out.